All right, after that last segment, you might be thinking to yourself, wow, that's a lot of information. That's a lot of scale shapes. And now he's telling me there's actually 3 more full scale shapes, 20 total scales. How am I ever going to learn all this different stuff? Well, this next segment is kind of entitled a reality check, and it's actually meant to set your mind at ease about how long this is supposed to take you. Learning the entire fingerboard and being able to improvise with it, use it, create melodies, create songs, it's going to take a while. If you work, an hour a day on the scale shapes, just going up and down them and going from spot to spot and figuring out how form 1 flows into 2, into 3, into 4, into 5, it doesn't take that long to actually get that. The actual flow of the scales, considering they're very pattern-oriented, and it's, again, the beauty of the whole system is that once you get the one pattern, you can just move it all across the neck and it never changes. So you can play with your eyes closed at a certain point. But how long should this take you? Well, at the beginning of this course, I said that this is probably a 3-year course of study. True mastery of everything in the Efficient Guitarist is probably 3 years of good study. But, mastery is a big, lofty term. Mastery means that you have everything taken care of. You know all your notes, your intervals, all the notes on the fretboard. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that. You should see results within 3 months. 3 months. And before that, you actually started to be able to play across the fingerboard, utilizing new shapes. Things will start to change quicker than that. But before you go out into a gig and start utilizing the new shapes, it's probably 3 months. But the good news is, when you do this kind of reality check, is that once you have these forms, I've never had a student forget them. They don't forget them. Once they become under your fingers, you learn to hear them, and they take you from any style of music. Again, this course is kind of musically agnostic, so to speak. I'm talking about jazz or blues or rock or country. This is just the underpinnings of what makes music work together. So the reality check is this. No matter what style of music you play, what genre you like to play, whether you like to play heavy metal or country, it doesn't matter. These kind of scales, these arpeggios, these chord tones, are going to take you through years and years and years of enjoying your guitar and basically growing as a player. So give yourself 3 or 4 months to really get this stuff to sink in. And the more you use it, the better off you're going to get with it. And as we go through the course, come back to these sections and look at your scale shape. Make sure that you are learning what you want to learn. Do you have the notes in the fingerboard, ready? Are you starting to think more about shapes? Can you play across the neck? Can you play up and down? Can you start to sing and hear what you play? This is the reality check. Anybody can learn these shapes in a few weeks if it's just rote memorization learning. But we want to get beyond that. We want to make music, learn how to phrase better, all the things that make a great guitar player. So give yourself some time and push through. The first weeks are definitely not easy, but nothing worth doing is ever that easy. So keep the hard work up, and now let's take a look at the full forms of the minor pentatonic scale.